Alright y'all, what's up? It's your boy D-Dog here. I had to redo this video for like the third time because I had a booger in my nose. So hopefully we're booger free. I want to get down to the video. I'm trying to make this quick and sweet because when I looked at the video I was talking too much. So I'm going to try to shorten this up a little bit. But I want to show you guys exactly why I upgraded to the Canon 6D coming up. As you know, like I used to rock the T5i and whatnot, and I upgraded. I upgraded from the T3i, then I upgraded to the T5i because of autofocus, and now I upgraded from the T5i to the 6D. The reason why I upgraded to the 6D is because the 6D is a full frame sensor. As you guys don't know, the T5i's, the I series, they all have crop sensor frames. So whenever you're shooting with a prime lens on a crop sensor, you're not really getting the actual millimeter that you're shooting with. You're getting, it kind of like zooms in a little bit, and it was kind of annoying for me. Like if I shoot with a 50 millimeter with this 6D, I know I'm gonna get 50 millimeters off top. So I felt like I need to upgrade, and plus since I'm really trying to get into photography, I felt like I really needed to get a full frame sensor. I decided to go with the 6D because the 5D Mark III is too expensive. So I decided to just switch it out and look for it, and then I settled for the 6D. The 6D is actually pretty dope, 20 megapixels. That one has, the T5i has 18 megapixels. I know the 6D Mark II is doing pretty well as for vlogging wise. I haven't tested this thing out for video wise yet. That's no here nor there. But the reason why I upgraded is because of photography reasons and because I felt like I will get more for my buck. Now, normally these things go for like $1,000 just for the body, but I didn't pay $1,000 for it. I actually got it way cheaper than what it's supposed to go for. And it was because of one reason. One reason. It's missing the function labels. So I ended up getting it cheaper. I had them check the shutter count on these things because, you know, this camera is kind of old. So I was like, okay, check the shutter count. This thing only had 25,000 shutters. Main thing is I just got to get used to the new features. It gives me extra ISO lighting and everything. I'm happy because that, so when I'm at these FGC events and I'm taking photos, I don't have to worry about, you know, I can worry about my lighting. I don't really got to really like maneuver and like play with it just to get the right photo. I can get my settings right and I can shoot. Now tomorrow I will be trading in my T5i. I'm getting rid of it because they told me if I bring the T5i, I'll be able to get one of the lenses that I wanted, and I'll be getting the 85 millimeter Canon lens. I think it's at 1.8. 1.8 to be exact. I think 1.8 or 2.1 is one of those things. Just look it up, you'll find it or whatnot. I'll be getting that lens, and that's going to be one of the starter lenses that I'm going to shoot with this lens, because these lenses, now that I'm in the ballpark of the full frame lens, these lenses are going to be costing thousands, and I'm not trying to be spending racks on racks on racks right now on lenses. I'm going to start off with two lenses, and that's going to be the 35 millimeter, and I'm going to start off with the 85 millimeter. Did my research on these two lenses, and they complement each other, you know, for wide angle and for, you know, just straight up photos. So 35 millimeter is considered a wide angle lens. Once you get into full frame, anything less than, I was told that anything less than the 35 millimeter, anything less than a 50 millimeter is considered wide angle in full frame. Anything over that is straight telephoto. So I figured, why not go to 35 millimeter, get an 85 millimeter, call it a day. I also have the 50 millimeter that I bought a while ago, so I'm going to keep that lens as well, and then I'll just build based on that. After that, the next lens that I'm going to save up for is that boy, that 70 to 200 1.8. That's the big body. So then I'll be at the lens at the games, like fight game events, just shooting like this. So other than that, I'm going to show you some photos of pretty much like the differences of when shooting with a 50 millimeter lens on a crop sensor versus shooting with a 50 millimeter lens on a full frame. So take a look at these photos and you'll see why I picked this. Okay, guys, so pretty much we're gonna get into the testing, like just show you guys specs. Now, where I got these specs from, to show you the differences between the T5i and the T6, not T6, but the Canon 6D. It show you the advantages and disadvantages between the two cameras. So pretty much the advantages that it has over the T5i, you can look and you see like it has a lot. So we want to go into this stuff. Let's go over the disadvantages that the T5i have over the 6D. For one, it's less expensive. You know, you can find it for $539 versus $1,000. You save money for lenses and everything, for accessories. It also has a tilt swivel screen, so you can see that. It is touchscreen, whereas the 6D is not touchscreen, so you can actually do that. But I think their next camera might be Touch D. Over sensor, usually improve live view and video autofocus performance. Internal flash uses a pinch. I don't really use the internal flash. Well, the T5i does have the internal flash, but at the same time, I don't use it because I have a flash. But even though the 6D doesn't have it, you have that big sensor, so you can pretty much open up the lighting on your camera where you pretty much probably won't need a flash, but I'm going to still use one anyway. And then it also says it has more cross-type autofocus points as well. Then it just says the lighter weight. Like I said, the thing is light compared to the 6D. Now we go to the advantages over that the 6D has. Larger sensor. So what that means, larger sensor, that means more light. So that means this 50mm lens will get the light that it's supposed to get for the, I think the 1.8 that I shoot, because it's a prime lens. It shoots at 1.8, so I'll get 1.8, actual 1.8, and then it won't be cropped. Bigger pixels, better low light dynamic range, faster startup, so I can catch the moment. It'll go quicker. Built-in Wi-Fi. Now that's pretty dope that this camera will have built-in Wi-Fi, because my G7X that I record with now has built-in Wi-Fi. Higher effective ISO. This thing has a total of, if I look at the ISO range on this camera, this thing goes all the way, we'll use this dial, it goes all the way to 25,600 for ISO speed. You know what I'm saying? It goes all the way, like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I really like that I get more ISO range if I want to like light it up if I'm shooting in the dark or whatever. Built-in GPS. Now that's good. You can geotag the photos and whatever or whatnot in this. Longer stills, battery life, so I can capture more photos. So I can capture pretty much 1,090 shots versus 440 shots on the Canon. I find myself always changing out my battery. You know, that's why I always have two batteries. And I'm gonna get another battery for this as well, you know, just to have, you know, more stuff. More telephoto lens reach, capture objects farther away with the kit lens. I don't have the kit lens. I bought the body only, so I don't need that stuff. Top deck display. What they mean by the top deck display is pretty much the top deck, so I don't have to look at the camera and everything just to see everything. I just look on the top and I can see all my settings that I have it set just like that. Viewfinder, better viewfinder, more viewfinder magnification, wider angle kit lenses, because prime lenses you're only better use the little red dot on. You can't use the same lenses that you got with your T5i, the Rebel series. Bigger raw buffer, so I can use larger raw files, you know, raw shots in burst mode, and of course the higher extended ISO. That we were just talking about that. So you know, so yeah. So and then like the common similarities with the weakness and strengths. The eye level viewfinder is pretty good, but they both provide that. They both have the internal mic jack. They both have an HDMI output. Hot shoot off camera flashes, new possibilities. They both provide that. They both provide the bulb shutter. The weaknesses is focus peaking. The camera will highlight what's in focus. In-camera image stabilization. They don't have that. In-camera panoramas, they don't have that. The NFC, because these are old cameras, you know what I'm saying? I don't expect them to have that. Like I'm happy that this thing has Wi-Fi in it, you know, just for it is. You know, dual card slots, they don't have that. I think the Canon 5D Mark III and Mark IV will probably have that, because one, they use the regular memory card, and they use that CF memory card where it can, you know, bounce back. They don't have a headphone jack, and you can't take slow motion videos. I think what you can do is you can still take videos, but I don't think they have enough where you can do slow motion videos. So let's get back to the final results of this video. All in all, man, I'm really happy with my 6D. Like, basically, like, as soon as I got home, I told my wife, I was like, yo, I finally got me a full frame camera, and I took some pictures of her, and I felt like when I shot with that 50mm, I legit, I was like, yes, I can shoot with the 50mm and don't have to like literally zoom in and zoom out. You know, you still got to do that, but I don't have to really work as hard, if that makes any sense, to try to get in and out of the shots. So this is going to be my go-to lens when I start taking photos or whatever, you know, at events, you know, like fighting game events, you know, and if I get any type of work, then I will be taking photos just for that purpose as well. I'm really happy with my purchase. I did not pay $1,000 for this camera. I actually got it for the LOs. You know me, I find stuff cheap. I find it, you know what I'm saying, and I get it, you know what I'm saying. I've done my research on this camera. I literally like asked all the photographers who I respect and like their work. I asked them like, yo, I'm looking for a nice little full frame. I don't want the latest and greatest. I'm not trying to pay no $3,000 for a camera, even though it's the latest and greatest. I got the 6D. This is the start. Then when I start making money with this thing, if it does make me money, then I'll move up. Who knows? Other than that, man, this has been your boy D-Dog with a review. Comment, or what camera do you guys use? What camera do you currently use? Like right now I'm using this, and then I got the G7X. Like, what cameras do you guys use when you guys vlog? Will I use this for vlogging? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. So other than that, man, make sure I hit the subscribe button. Make sure I hit that like button as well. Destroy that like button. Make sure I hit those post notifications so whenever I go live or whenever I post another video, you guys will be notified. Other than that, this has been a mini review on the Canon 6D, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.